and welcome to the Abloomnova channel. I have the lovely Kirsty here again, and today we'll be talking about cleansing. We'll show you how to correctly cleanse your skin, explain why cleansing is important and why using a toner is very important. First of all, I think we should talk about removing makeup and cleansing. Should you still cleanse your skin if you're not wearing makeup?
Absolutely. If you are wearing makeup, yes, you need to remove it. If you're not wearing makeup and you've been out all day, you will have picked up sebum, pollution, lots of things around us, dirt, there's car exhaust fumes and all sorts of horrible things in the atmosphere that you would have picked up onto your skin. So even if you don't wear makeup, you do absolutely need to cleanse.
What about mornings? If I wake up, do I need to really cleanse my skin?
Again,
I cleanse it in the evening.
your skin works incredibly hard overnight regenerating itself. So again, you will have built up dead skin, sebum, so you really do need to wash that away in the morning.
Dust and dirt and everything.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And if, let's say different skin types. So if I have dry skin, what should I look for in a cleanser, or oily skin, mature skin, etc., etc.?
Okay. Some of it is down to personal preference. I mean, as a general rule, if you've got a dry, mature, sensitive skin, then sometimes the milky or the creamy cleansers are a little bit better because they're a little bit more moisturising, a little bit more comforting on the skin. Yeah. Some people with an oily skin, they might prefer a facial wash, but then, some people with dry skin prefer that kind of soap and water feeling. So again, a lot of it is personal preference, but if you have no preference, then you would probably be better off going for a milkier cleanser, creamy cleanser if you've got a drier skin, and maybe a wash if you're more sort of leaning towards the oily or the acne.
And for combination skin, would you say it's important to use two different? So if you say you've got the oily sort of middle part and the dry sort of cheeks, would you say using a creamy one for the cheeks and a facial wash for the middle?
You can use two different ones. That does become a little bit of a pain. So you can buy specific products for a combination skin, which have sort of, lots of ingredients in, which will work on both. And they work brilliantly well.
Great. And I think this is a very important question that a lot of people actually have missed or don't really pay attention to. Using a toner, how important is that?
Very, very important. Cleanser and toner go hand in hand. If you don't tone, there's no point cleansing, and if you don't cleanse, there's no point toning. There are a few reasons for toner. The main reasons are cleansing, whether you use a cleansing milk, a wash, a cream, a scrub, a soap, they all have an amount of oil in them. The oil is there to get rid of the sebum and the oil on the skin. If you don't tone that oily residue away, you will have this dirty, oily residue. You'll come to put your moisturiser on and your skin's not really clean, and that's when you start getting blackheads on the nose. If you've got open pores and blackheads on the nose, that will be why. The other reason for toner is that we all have an invisible layer over our skin called the acid mantle, which regulates the pH of the skin. Mm-hmm. When you cleanse your skin, again, whether you use a wash, a soap, whatever, it will disturb that acid mantle and make the skin quite alkaline. The skin likes to be about a 5.5 on the pH scale. Yep. When you tone, that balances the pH of the skin, and I think it takes your skin, if you don't tone, it takes your skin about 8 hours to balance itself.
Wow,
so again, you're leaving yourself open to sort of the elements. Yeah. So toning is really, really important. Don't
skip that step.
Definitely don't skip that step.
Remember, cleansing and toning both go hand in hand. It's the most important thing to remember in your skincare routine. It's step one. Don't miss that step. Okay, so now Kirsty will walk me through how to correctly cleanse my skin, my face, eyes, neck, etc. And while I'm doing that, she'll also give you a couple of tips and tricks that could help. Right? Yeah?
Absolutely.
So, what should I start with? Cleanser?
Okay. Whether you've got a cleansing milk, a wash, whatever, small amount in the hand.
Okay.
Okay, so what you want to be doing is anything upwards helps with the skin, always helps with a little bit with anti-aging. So small circular movements all over the face. Depending on what your cleansing cream is, some you can use around the eye area, some you can't. It will state very clearly on your product whether you can use around the eye area. If not, just small circular movements all over the face, not forgetting the neck.
Okay, right, brilliant. I'll start with that.
Any kind of cleanser can actually be adapted into a facial wash if you prefer. So instead of taking it off with cotton wool, you can take it off with some damp sponges, or a wet flannel, or you can buy muslin cloths. They're quite good if you do prefer that sort of soap and water feeling. Some people just absolutely don't like cotton wool. So again, you don't think you have to remove cleanser with cotton wool. You can remove it with other things. A few tips with cleansers and toners. If you damp your hands before you use the cleanser,
should have done that.
you don't use as much of the product, so the product will last you much longer. And if you're spending a reasonable amount of money on a product, you want it to last.
As long as you can.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So have I done it correctly?
Yeah, if you've covered all the all the little bits.
Yeah. Main areas.
Yeah. You can then start to remove it with the cotton wool.
And is this upwards as well?
Again, everything upwards. Nobody wants a saggy face, so everything you do to the face always go upwards, not downwards.
So the same with the cream.
Same with cream. Same with everything. Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, so.
Look at all that makeup coming off.
Christ, I didn't even know I had that much on.
Again, with toning, a few tips with toning. If you use it on damp cotton wool, again, you don't need to use as much. Another thing you can do is, especially it's really good if you're travelling, but if you decant it into a smaller bottle which has a spray on it, and you spray it onto damp cotton wool, again, it will treble the life of your toner.
Oh, really?
Because when you pour it onto cotton wool, you pour out far more than you actually need. Spraying it on will use far less. Again, we all like to save money and,
make
your product last longer.
Exactly.
Sometimes if you have had a day or an evening, you've been out and you do have a lot of makeup on, it's good to cleanse twice, just to make sure you are kind of, removing sort of everything. You'll kind of know when you come to tone, if there's still a lot of makeup coming off on the cotton wool when you tone, you've probably not cleansed as well as you could have done.
As you thought you did.
Yeah, so in that case, I would probably cleanse again, especially, if you're about to go to bed, because nobody needs to go to bed with makeup on, you're not doing your skin any favours.
Of course. Right. So, is it toner after?
Definitely toner afterwards, yes.
Yeah, okay, right.
Obviously at this point we would probably normally remove eye makeup, but I don't think we're going to be removing eye makeup today.
I think it'll take too long.
Yes.
But yeah, usually after removing facial makeup, you would go for the eye makeup using, as you said, either the same cleanser or
a separate eye makeup remover.
Do eye makeup removers usually have sort of an oily...
They will have, especially to remove waterproof eye makeup.
Right.
Waterproof mascaras are notoriously hard to remove, so you will find that eye makeup removers are quite oily. So if you do have an oilier skin, do stick just to the eye area. Try not to drag the delicate skin around the eye. Just be very gentle when you're removing it. Don't rub too vigorously.
I think we can do a separate video
with
concentrating
eye makeup. Yes.
on the eye makeup. Brilliant. Okay, so I'll go for the toner, now. Yeah.
Okay, so small amount onto the cotton pads. And again, you need to be wiping in upwards motions. Be careful, again, around the eye area, because you don't want to dry out that sort of area around the eye too much, but really concentrate on the more oily area, so around the nose, around the chin, get into all the sort of nooks and crannies as well.
To remove any
any excess,
dirt, oil, etc., etc. Okay, brilliant. So,
looks like you've done this before.
Well, I'm learning a lot today.
Twice a day.
Every day, twice a day, but I'm learning a lot today, which is very educational.
Again, never forget the neck. The next skincare on the neck is very important. The skin, like the eyes, has got a slightly different consistency, texture of skin, thickness of skin. So you need to look after the neck as well. Especially, we get a lot of people that have a lot of sort of spots underneath the sort of the jawline, usually hormonal spots. But a lot of the time it's because people they think your face ends here. So it's good to kind of cleanse the whole area.
I've heard that you can usually tell a woman's age by looking at the skin on her neck.
Absolutely, you can.
That's the one we forget.
Yeah, the neck and the eyes are usually the first areas to go because they are slightly thinner. And unfortunately, if you do have a larger bust that will make the neck go quicker as well because it pulls it down.
Oh,
So
I didn't even think about that.
so
Wow.
one of the things, if you are sort of, you know, blessed with a larger bust, you need to kind of wear a more supportive bra because your neck will go first, and you need to kind of maybe use a neck cream.
And you can actually use a bust cream as well if you do
Definitely.
have the
Absolutely,
larger
yes.
bust, and then so that will help to avoid sort of dragging the
Yes.
skin even.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So after I've done all that, it's on to the moisturiser, which we'll do in a separate video, I think.
Yes, so you're all ready to moisturise.
Brilliant. Well, if you do have any questions about cleansing or toning, or there's anything that we haven't covered that you would like to know, just leave your suggestions and comments in the section below. And you can find live support on our website at www.abloomnova.net, where you find a great selection of cleansers and toners as well. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thank you for watching.